What if one of the most shocking cyberstalking scandals in recent memory had another twist that nobody saw coming? Just when it seemed the story of Ian Diaz had finally reached its conclusion, new reports suggest his life has taken a surprising turn. According to TMZ, Ian didn't just move on after the scandal. He secretly remarried, started a family, and found support from someone who had been part of his life long before everything fell apart. But how did one of the most talked about true crime cases end with such an unexpected chapter? And could this new relationship change how people view him today? Let's break it all down. For years, Ian Diaz has remained closely connected to the bizarre cyberstalking case featured in A Toxic Love Story. Most people assumed his personal life had completely unraveled after the investigation, arrests, and prison sentence. But according to a recent TMZ report, there was much more happening behind the scenes than anyone realized. Sources told TMZ that Ian quietly married a woman named Amy in 2020. What's even more surprising is that Amy wasn't someone new. Reports claim she actually dated Ian before his relationship with Michelle Hadley and before his marriage to Angela Diaz. The marriage reportedly stayed private while Ian's legal troubles continued, making this one of the biggest unexpected revelations since the documentary renewed public interest in the case. But the story becomes even more surprising. TMZ sources also claim that Ian and Amy now have children together. While it's unclear exactly when they became parents, the report suggests the couple built a family despite everything surrounding Ian's criminal case. For many viewers following the documentary, this revelation came completely out of nowhere. After years of headlines focused on investigations and courtroom drama, very few expected Ian's life to include marriage and children. According to the same sources, Amy remained close to Ian even after they ended their original relationship years earlier. Reports say they stayed friends, and she reportedly supported him during one of the most difficult periods of his life. And that difficult period centered around one of the strangest criminal investigations in recent memory. The story first gained national attention after Michelle Hadley was accused of carrying out a disturbing online harassment campaign against Ian and his then-wife, Angela Diaz. Investigators initially believed Michelle had sent threatening messages and created disturbing Craigslist advertisements. One of the allegations claimed someone had attempted to arrange a violent attack against Angela through fake online posts. But as investigators looked deeper, the entire case took an unexpected turn. Authorities later alleged that Angela herself had created many of the fake emails and online messages that were originally blamed on Michelle. Michelle was eventually cleared, while prosecutors pursued charges against both Angela and Ian. The shocking reversal transformed what first appeared to be a straightforward stalking case into one of the most unusual cybercrime stories in recent years. But Ian's legal troubles were only beginning. Angela was arrested in early 2017, and shortly afterward, Ian ended their marriage through an annulment. For several years, many wondered whether Ian would face criminal consequences himself. That question was finally answered when federal prosecutors charged him in connection with the conspiracy. In 2023, Ian was sentenced to more than 10 years in federal prison after being convicted of conspiracy to commit cyberstalking, perjury, and obstruction of a federal matter. Even after conviction, however, the debate surrounding his involvement didn't completely disappear. And that's where Amy enters the story once again. According to TMZ sources, Amy has remained Ian's strongest supporter throughout the legal process. The sources claim she believes Ian was not responsible for fake emails and maintains that he was not involved in creating them. It's important to note that this reflects Amy's personal belief. A federal jury ultimately found Ian guilty, and his conviction remains in place. While supporters continue to question parts of the case, there has been no court ruling overturning the verdict. Even so, Amy reportedly chose to stand beside him despite the enormous public attention surrounding the scandal. That decision has sparked plenty of discussion online. News of Ian's reported remarriage has quickly divided opinion. Some people believe everyone deserves an opportunity to rebuild their life after serving their sentence and taking responsibility for their actions. Others argue that the seriousness of the cyberstalking case makes it difficult to separate Ian from the events that brought him national attention. Social media discussions have reflected both viewpoints, with many expressing surprise that Ian had quietly built a new family while remaining largely out of the public eye. Regardless of where people stand, one thing is clear. This latest revelation has brought renewed attention to a case many believed was finally over. But perhaps the biggest question still hasn't been answered. Can someone ever truly move beyond a case that captured headlines across the country? Ian Diaz's reported remarriage and growing family suggest he's attempting to build a new chapter despite his conviction and the controversy that continues to follow his name. Whether the public eventually sees this as a story of redemption or simply another unexpected twist remains to be seen. One thing is certain. Years after the original investigation shocked the nation, the story continues to evolve in ways almost nobody expected. And as more details emerge, people will undoubtedly keep asking the same question. Is this finally the last chapter? Or is there another surprising twist still waiting to be revealed?